Hi all, this is Hannah with Dana Girls Designs, and I finally completed the Bohemian Junk Journal kit. It took a little bit of some work, but I finally got, I believe, everything in here that would make a really nice junk journal. It was a lot of fun working with the different colors and fabrics and everything. I thought it was a nice challenge to kind of go out of my element a little bit, because I tend to kind of lean more toward vintage or shabby chic. So this was really a fun project. So this is what you will be getting. Let's see here. I'll go over the bag, what's in the bag last. Might be easier. So you'll be getting some cheesecloth, and of course this is folded into like a double layer here, so it's really a lot bigger than what it looks, and I'll have the exact measurements on the listings. This is also some muslin that I tea stained. On the retro kit, I just left it the eggshell white that it was, but I thought, well, on this one, I was trying to make everything look really old, so I thought this is really cool. And of course, it's not really picking up how dark it is. It's looking more on the camera, it's looking kind of white looking, but it really is more like a like a light tan color. So it's really nice, and I think it's about like a 13 by 13 inch. I usually do a little bit extra than a just 12 by 12 square. And then I decided on this one to kind of do something different. I know in the previous video I mentioned that I would be doing the faux leather, including that in this kit for the outside of the journal. And if you do prefer that, then you can let me know. This is the faux leather that I'm doing on the retro kit. It's like a dark brown color, but I thought on this one to include this fabric. It's it's an upholstered fabric. All of this is pretty much, and it's like kind of velvety. I'm not really sure on the exact color, almost like a taupe, and it's just really pretty. So I thought that would be nice on the outside of your cover. Of course, you also have this gold if you wanted to put that on the outside as well. It's most certainly big enough. It's like 13 by 18 inches. And then also, this could be included. This could be used for the lining. This is like 13 by 18. So pretty. So pretty. In which I had, shown this in the sneak peek of this kit, just to kind of give y'all an idea of what everything was going to look like. Let's see, and then here's also, this is like some canvas or cross-stitching material with this printed on here. It's really pretty. And then here's a piece of acrylic cardstock, but it's just really pretty. Okay, and then a couple of tea-stained envelopes. Here I just took them, and this time I was able to get the ink all the way in. I just wanted to make it look, older. So there's that. And then I had found some pretty neat things. This is just some old handwritten script. And I printed it out and cut it down to the size that it was, and then even on the back, just kind of, maybe hard to tell, but I just kind of inked the back of it with the antique linen Tim Holtz ink, just to kind of give it that yellowed effect. You know how a lot of old documents or old photos have that yellowing. So I was just trying to accomplish that. And then this is some old ledger paper with just notes. So I printed it out and then tea stained it, so it's even dark on the back. And then this here is from an old dictionary, like 100 years old. And so I just printed it out and tea stained it. It has love, and then a bunch of other words too, but it had love. So I thought, well, that, kind of goes with the Valentine's theme. And then this is pretty neat. This was a printout of some kind of an old document. So I printed it out and cut it down to the size, and I folded it where it's creased, and then also inked it so that it just kind of looks, old. And then here's some images that I printed out. Like a heart with swirlies. It kind of looks, bohemian. And this is, like, when I searched for bohemian stuff, this is part of what came up, and this is an actual vintage image. I'm not exactly sure where it came from as far as who it originated from, but it is a vintage image. And I just printed it on some white cardstock and then cut it down. It's about an 8 by 10. And then here's also another image. It's a music sheet with some sunflowers in the back. Really pretty. I thought it tied in with the colors really well. And that's about an 8 by 10 as well. And then this is some Apothecary Labels. Pharmacy Apothecary Labels. And I just I printed this on cardstock, and I just left it like it was. I didn't really want to cut it down to each one because it does have, like this information above each one, and I thought, well, you might want that, or you might even want to use this as a page in your junk journal. So I just left it like it is, and you can use your own imagination and do, use it however you want to. And then you'll also get 15 tea-stained pages, 8.5 by 11, where I just took some printer paper and tea-stained it, and it's so much fun to do. So 15 pages of this. Of course, when you fold it in half, that makes 30 pages. And then also, I do like to add color and, to the layouts. I do like to put in some cardstock just to give different textures, thicknesses of paper. This is some cream color glittered. Of course, you can really see the glitter on the through the camera. But it's a cream colored paper cardstock, and you can see like the designs. I thought that was really neat looking. That's a 12 by 12 sheet. And then here's also some sheets that's out of the DCWV paper pack, the is it Chowbella stack. And I thought the colors and the designs really went with the kit. And of course, there's plenty of paper here that, you've got enough to make more than one journal if you was just going to do like a little traveler's notebook. There's plenty here. You could probably make 2 journals, with the amounts of paper and everything. And then here's this sheet too. I just thought the colors, I was trying to pull the reds and the purples. It has wings on it. Really pretty. Okay, and then here is the lace pack and ephemera pack. So let me open this up here. Okay. So in this, of course, it has my business card. And then there's thread. And I thought this was really cool, which I put it in this pack. It's not really recollections. I picked it up at Hobby Lobby. And it's a feather, and Of course, on the camera, it's making this look more blue. It's more of a, it's a purple, like a red-violet color. And then these specks on it are a red that really match in with the with the other papers in the kit. So I thought that was really neat. That could be part of the charm kit. In fact, let me get that. It's in here somewhere. Well, it's supposed to be. Well, let's see here. Oh, I think it's behind the card. There we go. And I thought that that could go with this charm kit. You know, like to hang outside of your journal. And these are just some really pretty beads. You know, the purples and the reds. I did even add in like some mauve colors, some light pinks, some copper and bronze. Here's a little Tim Holtz charm. I'm trying to pick that up there. It says Life Journey. And then, of course, you get the eye pins, the little ring connectors. And then this is some fishing line or monofilament's what it's called, and a yard of that. And then also waxed linen to sew your kit. That's a yard of that. Then I have some black elastic cord. Here it is. Some black elastic cord, a yard of that, and then these are some bronze colored sequins. Now the kits will vary as far as the beads. Some things will vary, you know, and even the cardstock will vary. It may be different each time, just because some pages I may not have more than one of them or just a couple of them. So the pages will vary. Some of the beads will vary. Some of the buttons, see, these have different kinds of buttons, some paper clips. So some of the buttons will vary just because, you know, some of them are vintage buttons and I only have a few in stock. So they will vary. And then also on the sequins, I only have like a couple of each color, so some of these will vary. They are all like brown tones. There's bronze and copper, golds, tans, so the different colors of those, but they will all look really, go really well with this kit. And then on the thread, this is like a dark wine color, and I just thought it would just look really good. In fact, it's a lot like this color, this fabric strip here. And so we'll just move on to the fabric part of it, or the lace and fabric strips. So this is some fabric strip. I thought, you know, you could just cut it, sew it into your pages, you know, to make little tuck spots and things. And then also here's some red lace. You know, just regular bright red lace. And then here's some vintage, it came off of an embroidery kit that my grandma had given me, and it had this really pretty floral trim around the embroidery material. So I cut it off and thought it would be really neat to use in the kit. However you want, you can make, you know, a little fabric pocket, you know, or just cut off different shapes, different flowers out of it, you know, and use it in your kit. And then this is a foot of, it's like a red violet color. Of course, it's pulling in more of a purple, but it's really more of a red violet. A crochet trim. I thought that would look really good with the kit. Here's some rosette trim, and this is like a what color would this be? It's almost like a marigold color, but I did tea stain it to tone it down, to kind of make it more of a brown than of the yellow. So there's a foot of that. And then, let's see, some of this is stuck together. This is some lace. I think this is a yard, I think, but I'll have the exact measurements in the kit. So I took this and I tea stained it because it was a bright white. So I tea stained it just to, make it look old. And then here's also a foot of this. It's like a kind of a cream color, but then I did tea stain it so certain parts of it have, a little bit of the tea color in it. And then also a foot of this. It's some old eyelet trim, and I tea stained it so it makes it look really old. And then getting on to the Ephemera pack, let's see here. So I was trying to find pictures of couples, and that was a challenge. This is an Algerian couple, and it's definitely vintage and old. I had copied it, printed it out, and really neat. And then on the back of all the photos, I'm not sure how well this will pick up, I inked the backs with the antique linen to give that yellowing effect. And then here's an old picture of a gypsy, and an old picture of a Bohemian woman. And here's another Algerian couple. They don't really look Algerian, but they're from there, I guess, when the picture was taken. Picture is, I think, early 1900s. And this is a Bohemian from a plant book, History of Plants and Butterflies. And this is a Bohemian image, and it has butterflies and flowers, and it's 100 years old. It's a copy of it. And then here's a gypsy there. And then here's a vintage Bohemian image, says dreaming and doing. And then here's a vintage image of a gypsy. And then here's a vintage image, just Valentine. I was just trying to pick out some of the colors. My Valentine, think of me. And then this here's a Valentine's image. I thought it was so cute. And then here's another Bohemian with butterflies, caterpillars, plants. And then here's another one, I think. Well, I thought I had another one. Maybe not. And then here's a vintage image of a gypsy. And then here, this looked like a gypsy, but I'm not sure. But I thought it would, tie in. It's a little Valentine's card. Then here's another Valentine's card, to my Valentine. And I thought that was neat with the patchwork. And then a couple of small envelopes. And then a couple of cards, king and queen. I thought that would just be real cute. And then this didn't fit in the bag, but this is an image. I thought it tied in really well with the colors and the style. And then in this bag, here's some more. Now this here, I had in my stash. I thought it was really neat. Is a little file folder, and then it's got some different tags and stuff, and it talks about India. So I thought it was really neat. Just some different, just random size tags that you could use in the kit. I don't have any others of these, so this is the only one that will be in this kit. But of course, with each kit, I will make sure that they have the same amount of everything. It just may be, a different variety, different, like different file folders, different tags, different cardstock pages. It'll have different things in it. And then this is a copy of some old money, of some canceled checks from 1900. I thought that was really cool. So there's 3 of those. And then even on the back, I had did the yellowing effect with the antique linen ink. So I thought that was really cool. And then here's a couple of some Valentine's postcards that I had printed off, and I've printed them to try to be a regular postcard size. It's 1900 and something. I can't really make it out, but you can see at the top Valentine's. This one, it says 1915 on it right there. So I thought that was pretty neat. So those are the items that you will get in the kit. I was going to try to be able to squeeze in a different kind of a kit, but I just don't think I'm going to have enough time. So we're going to have the retro vintage kit, and then we're going to have the bohemian style kit, and I will have those listed and have the links posted you know, in the description box below, so that if you are wanting to purchase these, then you can purchase them either in my Etsy store or in my eBay store. If you don't have an eBay or Etsy account, you can purchase them from me off of YouTube through PayPal. You know, so that is another option as well. And I do sell these, you know, in the United States and also, you know, worldwide. Wherever you are, if you want one, just let me know and I will send it to you. You know, you will, you know, pay for the kits as well as the shipping, of course. And if you have any questions or you have any suggestions or comments, just feel free to post them below. And I believe that is it for now. But thanks so much for watching, and I hope y'all have a great day. Bye.